So you're with me in my car. As you saw, we are headed out to the nursery today. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be getting some lettuce for our backyard and we have like a ladder, kind of garden ladder. And so I want to fill out with some lettuce. I had previously gone ahead and put a lot of seeds in it. Not many of them grew, like one row out of the 7 I planted with different types of seeds. Only one of the types of seeds actually grew. So I'm going to go ahead and get some full-grown lettuce so that we can have some yummy food, some good greenery, and it's a good return on investment. Yeah, but come join me, come join along, and we'll see what we can find. So here's my loot. I've gotten some spinach, I have some lettuce, a couple lettuces, some kale, and then 2 perennial flowers. Okay, so I got my socks on, got my shoes on because it's a little chilly outside, and it is time to start gardening. So we have all of our new stuff up here. Our lettuces, our flowers, strawberries, all of that. And so I'm going to start figuring out how to plant these, but I think I will potentially move these around at the end. I was talking with the guy at the store, and we were just saying how there's just too much shade on our patio, and so although our lettuce grew in here in summer, it may not in winter because it's not as warm. So when it's colder, the soil's going to stay damper. It's, I guess, just not going to grow as well in shade as it would in sun. So, I'm still going to plant stuff in here and along the railings, but I may end up moving this whole contraption to somewhere that's going to get more sun. So yeah. So what I'll tend to do is I'll have them already filled with soil because I've attempted to plant seeds in them before that haven't worked. And so typically they're already filled with soil ready to go. And then what I do is I just take some of that soil out, I pop it into another one, and then that way I can get those plants just right on in there and then cover them with soil. And then when you pop them out, they'll typically look like that. You just want to loosen them up a little bit, at least my dad always told me to, so that the roots can start growing a little wider. Sometimes with plants like this too, I would divide them. So, like for example this one. This isn't just one spinach plant, this is a ton of spinach seeds, so sometimes I would break this plant into 2, but for my purposes, I don't have a whole lot of space to work with here. If I had a huge garden bed, I would do that, but I've got a couple pots, so. Voila, we've got our first one. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm taking these 2 big ones that used to live on the fence line, and I think what I'm going to do is, instead of planting these guys in there, I'm going to split them into twos and put them in these two. I just feel like I can get so much more out of them, and then maybe I'll put these guys into that container. Okay, so again, like I was saying, with these plants, you can break them into two sometimes, so I'm going to take this, break them apart as gently, trying to still make sure both of them have some roots. And now I have two. Okay, so we were able to get 7 plants into this one. I took one of them and split it into 2. Over here, what's pretty neat is that out of just one of these, I think it was like $4 or $5, we have 2 whole pots full of lettuce. So in total, about 12 lettuce plants by splitting them into 2. I think it's looking pretty good. So next on the agenda is going to be planting those flowers. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a pot for them. So I have this pot right up here, and it gets a lot of sunshine. Currently it's just full of dirt. I think I'm going to use that. And then I have this one that's meant for strawberries. But last time I grew them in here, they got too soggy, so I'm a little scared to use it. Currently I have a rose bush that I killed in there. So I'm going to try it in here this time and hope for better results on the strawberry front. Got a cute little strawberry right there. I feel really lucky that I get to plant some flowers because this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but haven't really splurged on it yet. So I'm excited to have some like nice bright colors on our patio. We had these pink ones, pink flowers that Blake's grandpa gave us. It's like one big bowl of them, and I actually ended up splitting it into like 4 plants, 2 of which lived. And so those have been a nice touch of color, but besides that, we don't really have much. So I'm looking forward to having some of these yellow ones out there, as well as these really pretty purple ones. And I hope that they last long. I picked the ones that said that they bloom fall and spring. I think one said fall through, or spring through the first frost or something like that. Which would be super cool. That's pretty much like the whole year, but maybe I read that wrong. Something I like to do with my plants is I like to deadhead. So essentially deadheading is cutting off any of the dead flower buds, dead flower pieces, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that to this one right here. I also was told by someone I watch, deadheading helps the flowers to grow back. And so when you cut off the dead ones, It encourages new growth, and so I'm hoping maybe we can get a couple more out of this one as well, now that we're cutting off all those dead ones. Blake kindly helped me move stuff, and our final location is here. So we have the sun and it rises over there, but it only hits our back patio for a couple, like maybe an hour. I'm not quite sure, and it's not very strong. And at the end of the day it sets over here. So we really don't get a lot of sun during the winter time. So we really have to maximize the areas that we can get sun. So this is gonna be what we're gonna try out. We have our other one here with our herbs. That one's doing okay. I think it could use some more sun. For plants such as this one, it's not looking as good, but some other stuff's doing pretty well. Kind of a funny story with those two. We got one off of Amazon for my birthday. Blake's mom got for us, and then it like was broken when it came, and so we messaged them. I just wanted a new like attachment for it. I didn't want them to give us a whole new one because I didn't want to waste, but they ended up just giving us a whole new one. And so what I did was I super glued the broken piece, and so now we got two, which is pretty cool. But anyway, thank you for joining us, joining me. Blake was helping out, but mostly me, in planting these today, and I hope that you learned something new. With apartments, it's a little challenging to find garden space, but it's doable. It is. We're lucky with our patio space, but I'm excited to see how this lettuce grows, and we'll keep you updated.